You're all warmly welcome to our channel today. Today we'll be talking about how we combine inequalities. For instance, we have a number line like this. This is of course 0. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's say we have -1 here, -2, -3, -4, -5. Continues that way. So we have 6, we have x, like that. Now we want to find out how do we combine inequalities. Now we need to note something here, that it's not all inequalities that we can combine. There are some inequalities that we cannot combine, while there are some that we can combine. How do we know this? Please watch this video to the end so that you'll be able to identify type of inequality that you can combine and type of inequality that we cannot combine, and then be able to write out the possible values of the integers that covers the values of x. Okay, so now let's start now. Let's say for instance we have this. We have this, and then maybe you have seen something like this, and then you have this. Good. So we have this number line and we have something like this. What does it mean? From our last video, we explained that when you see something like this means that what? This means that x, from this first, this means that what? X, okay, x is greater than what? Than -3. Okay, this means x is greater than -3, because you can see from x, you can see the arrow is going this way, or the line is going this way, and then from here we can say that what? X is what? Is less than, because this is thick, is what? Less than and equals to what? And equals to 5. Now how do we write out the equation connecting these two? How do we write out the inequality connecting these two inequalities? We are writing the single inequality combining them. Now if x is greater than -3, this means that also that what? That -3 is what? Is less than x. This means that what? -3 is less than what? Less than x. And we are having this as what? X is less than and equals to what? 5. So if I'm going to combine this and this now, that will give us these inequalities here, then that will mean that what? -3 is less than x, and this same x now is what? Is less than equals to what? And equals to 5. This is our answer. So this is two inequalities now that we have done what? That we have combined. So we can easily combine this and this now. We have combined them. This is what? The inequality, combining both of them. And on the number line, this is how we do what? This is how we express it. So for instance, you can see a question in exam giving you two inequalities like this, telling you to do what? Combine the following inequalities and then show your answer on a number line. This is exactly what we want you to do. First, you combine them like this by first reversing this. If x is greater than -3, it simply means that what? -3 is less than what? X. And if the other one here, we bring it out, this means what? X is what? Less than equals to what? 5. You can see x is here, x is here. It's like bringing them -3 is less than x, and then you see x is less than equals to what? 5. You can see x and x. So when you see inequalities like this, it's very easy for us to do what? To combine them. So just removing it, this means what? -3 is less than x, just picking one of them, and less than equals to what? 5. That is the combination of what? This inequality and this inequality. And how do we express that on a number line? That is exactly what you are seeing here on the number line. We have successfully expressed this, show that answer this is the inequality, and express it in what? In a number line. Now, another thing again, another question again that might arise is, what are the integers that covers the values of what? Of x. What are the integers that cover the values of x? If you look at this minus 3, the line covers all the values here. All the values here, they cover the value of x, except something. You watch out for this. If you look at this box here, you see that is what is empty. Meaning that what? Minus 3 is not what? It's not inclusive. It's not inclusive. X is greater than minus 3. He didn't say x is greater than equal to. So x is greater than minus 3. So if you want to write down the possible values of x, now from this will be what? We say minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Why 5? Because x is less than and equals to what? And equals to 5. So this is the value. So this means that what? X is what? X is greater than what? X is greater than what? Minus 3, but less than what? Less than equals to what? Equals to 5. So this is it. So this thing that you have answered here, this question that you have answered here, you can pick up any textbook at any point in time and then lay your hands on them and see that yes, you will be able to answer them. But for you to be able to do that, I will encourage you to watch this video over and over again. What have I said so far? That sometimes you can be given an inequality like this, two inequalities like this, and then the question might ask you to do what? Combine the following inequalities. Combine the following inequalities. That is what? Write out your answer or express it in a number line. So first job there is to do what? Combine the inequality. The second job there is to do what? Express the number line. The third question there under it will now be what? Write out the possible integers for what? For the value of x. That's exactly what we have done here. This is the inequality, combining them. This is the possible values of what? Of x. And this you are seeing here is what? How to express them on a number line. Remember I said that there are some questions or there are some inequalities that we cannot combine. How can we see that? How do we know that? Now let's take for instance, I'll be cleaning. I want to wipe this off now. Okay, let me use another example now. For instance, you have a number line like this. You have a number line like this, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you see this one, let me say 1, you say 2, 3, 4, just like that. It continues x. Okay? Now imagine you have this. This way. Then we have this. Going this way. Now look at this number line we have here. First, we have inequalities that is being expressed in them. So let's bring out the inequalities first. So for instance, this means from our previous video that we uploaded, we said that what is the meaning of this? Means that what? This means that x, look at where the arrow is facing, x is less than equals to, because this is t, x is less than equals to what? Minus 4. And here means that what? X is greater than what? X is greater than 3. X is greater than 3. Now, if we take a look at this now, let's try to see if we can combine this. Look at x. If you want to change this, you can say that this is what? This is the same thing as saying minus 4 is greater than and equals to what? And equals to x. Minus 4 is greater than and equals to what? And equals to what? X. And look at x here. X is greater than 3. X is greater than 3. Now, if you look at both of them, look at what is happening to the sign. Both of them greater than, greater than, greater than. Now, you cannot combine something like this. You cannot combine them together because both of them will never meet. Both of them do not meet at all. For you to combine them, it must be inclusive. It must be what? Inclusive like this. Let's take another example. Let's go back to the example, the one that we used before. If you look at this, x is greater than -3. By the time we do what? We change it. This means that what? -3 is less than what? Is less than x. And then this is what? X is less than and equals to what? And equals to what? 5. So using this now, you see, it was very easy for us to do what? To join them together. Because if you look at the sign here, and look at the sign here, both of them does what? Both of them, the unmade. This is what? Greater than. Going this way, this is less than equals to coming. So both of them will definitely meet. But look at the one we're having here. Less than equals to, greater than. So it's like this is going this way, while the other one is going the other way. So there is nothing at all that can do what? That can bring them together. We can't add this. So this kind of inequality cannot be joined on a number line. Do you get that? These inequalities cannot be what? Cannot be joined on a number line because they don't have any integer that we can say that was the inclusive, that is the possible values of x that is bringing these two inequalities together. Unlike what we are having here. Look at x is greater than -3, x is less than equals to what? 5. So from this, what can we deduce? We can deduce that the only inequalities that can be joined together are inequalities that are in opposite direction. That means that if one is greater than, the other one will be what? Will be less than. Is that clear? If one is greater than, the other one will be what? Will be less than. Just like what we are seeing here. But if both of them is what? Look at this, less than and greater than. It depends. We just said that. Look at this. Both of them, the first one was what? Greater than, while the second one would be what? Less than, for them to do what? To meet. But if the first one is less than and the second one and second inequality is greater than, both of them will not meet. So that is the real condition. So first thing that one of them must be greater than, the other one will be less than. Now, what is second condition again? The first one must be what? Must be greater than, while the second inequality must be what? Must be less than. It's only on these two conditions that two inequalities can be what? Can be combined. Just like what we have demonstrated from the board or in our class today. So from our class lesson today, what have we learned? We'll be able to see how we can combine two inequalities, or getting the inequality. Can don't ask you combine two inequalities. This is it. We're asked to combine inequality. This is exactly what you are asked to do, what they're expecting from you. And then you are asked to do what they expressed on a number line. You can easily do what? Translate it back. To enable you to do that effectively, please check our previous video that you have uploaded. You can easily do what? Do that. And then sometimes you can have a number line like this, and you can be asked to do what? To bring out the inequalities. Do you understand me? Connecting this, so you can easily do what? Break them down like this. You can bring them out, and then another time again, you can also ask to do what? Write out the possible integers covering the values of what? X, or the possible values of x. That's exactly what you have done here. Also, you can also do that. So please, if you have enjoyed what you have watched, we encourage you to do what? Share this video with your friends and family. And if you do not understand, we encourage you to do what? Watch this video from beginning to the end again. I assure you, you will be able to do what? Answer this, because they are not difficult. Watch out for our next video, as we will now be solving questions under inequalities and then expressing them on a number line. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.